Hello, Aries. My name is Paul, and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And right out of the gate, beautiful Two of Cups. This is love. This is the essence of life itself, right? Two things coming together. And what is produced by these two things, right? So this is an important card for you, right? I think that we are finding more love in our lives, generally speaking, right? And let's see where this might play out. Oh, we've got the Magician too. Okay, all right. It's a good time to express that love, right? Oh, Nine of Cups at the end, yeah. There's some reluctance, perhaps, to express ourselves in this way. I don't know. I kind of wonder if you are desiring to express your truth and your love, right? Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic reading. I don't want anyone to get scared away thinking we're doing love readings here. It could be. It could be a romance. But I think the Two of Cups is you really feeling connected and inspired and passionate about something or someone. Okay, let's select the mystery card before we get into that too much. And the mystery card is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We will set it down over here. We'll put Kevin, a.k.a. Mr. Bates, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, so don't even ask. Okay? We're going to see if it might tie everything together at the end. Okay? But we are doing something different. If at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments. Okay? I'm trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source, and begin discerning this mystery card together. Yeah. But first, let's look around the room. Well, we've got some majors. We've got our three major arcana, and that trinity is a unity. So this is very important. I think this is a really important time in your life. Okay, and not only with the three major arcana, but we have all of the unwritten rules of the channel are here. We've got the Two of Pentacles, so we have to do the yes/no coin. We've got the Magus, the Magician, so we have to do an Jing reading. And we've got the swords, Nine of Swords, so we have to do the botanical inspiration cards, and we have the moon cards, so we have to do the divine doorway. Let's get to it. Let's not waste too much time. We've got some fire. We do have some water, which is quite nice. Very good water. We've got some air energy that is a challenge here, and of course we have a lot of this earth energy. So to begin, the Two of Cups and the Magician. Now, we do have to do the I Ching reading for the Magician, but right away I'm feeling that there is this love within you that needs to be expressed, right? Mercury is very good at transmitting whatever light is put behind it, right? So if you're filled with love, Mercury is a great energy to have in order to express that love, right? Really put it out there. And I think that this is going to have several benefits for you, right? I think that you're going to find a lot of enjoyment in this. I mean, we're going from a Two of Cups all the way to a Nine of Cups at the end. This is expanding. This is growing. This is really becoming something. The details are going to get filled in, okay? But I think you're going to feel a real connection with someone or something. We do have a star card in the environment, which could perhaps be an Aquarius person that you are connecting with. But it could also be that you are discovering your guiding light, right? That you are discovering that destiny, that goal that you want to pursue, and you feel it with every fiber of your being, right? Because I feel like that Two of Cups is really lighting up the nervous system, which is that Mercury energy, right? And I think you have a surge of energy. I think your energy level generally is really going to improve here, okay? So whatever you are involved with, does it have this Two of Cups feeling? Is it kind of that almost you feel inseparable from it? That you just cannot stand to be away from either this person or this activity, this career, this study, whatever it might be, right? And it could be just a very, it doesn't have to be so specific yet. That's the kind of idea here with the Nine of Cups. It could still be a very simple feeling where you almost have this intense joy and this intense ability to concentrate on your practical activities, right? You're finding this love in your daily life, right? That's the real magic here. This is beautiful. This is someone that it's the magician, right? The illusionist, someone that performs, right? This is you doing your daily performance out in the world, at work, at school, family, whatever. Not to imply you're being inauthentic, but you are, in fact, the exact opposite. You are being the most authentic because you're out there doing your thing, whatever it might be, with this love, right? It's like you really do enjoy doing what you do. I think this is what all of us truly aspire to. Yeah, I love that so much. Let's do that I Ching hexagram really quick for that magician card. I'm trying to keep these readings a little bit shorter because they just tend to go on and on. I had one the other day. It was like 40-something minutes. Trying to keep these a little bit shorter so that everybody can enjoy them. I know some people don't have the time or the availability to sit through such a long reading. So I'm trying to accommodate everybody. 27, nourishment. Yeah, that water energy. It is nourishing, right? Constancy brings good fortune. See the jaws, right? It's the hexagram here. It looks like a mouth, especially when we turn it that way, right? Kind of looks like teeth. So it's supposed to be an open mouth or jaws that are chewing on something. Right? What are we consuming? Well, I think it's nectar and ambrosia, right? I think that we feel really inspired, tremendously nourished by what we're doing, spiritually nourished. Your own quest for something real to fill your mouth, right? This water energy, this love, this life that really does nourish you and satisfy you. This hexagram is called jaws and refers to all that gives you nourishment, physical, social, emotional, intellectual, spiritual. It is all creating and recreating an individual ecosystem to sustain and shape you. Assess how you habitually nourish yourself and others. Honor it all. What would nourish you? How is your hunger motivating you? If you accept this nourishment, who will you become? Well, first of all, I think we'll become a very happy person, right? Become very, very, very happy. And I like that there's this connection to nourishing yourself and all others, right? Because this star card is in the environment. This is kind of a almost feeling like a realization of the interconnectedness of all beings, all life, right? From the densest stone or mineral to the most cherished, human companions, right? Or non-human, I don't know, aliens too, extraterrestrials. All life, everything, the universe itself, right, as a living, breathing entity. And I think this is that kind of deep and profound love. And it's a Two of Cups, right? It's very simple and it does encompass everything. It's not so well defined. It's just kind of a general thing that's permeating you. It does become more specific by the end. So I think we're finding the specific things to nourish ourselves with. But right now it's just kind of we're being nourished by the universe itself, by the spiritual energy around us. That feels really, really good. So we have this idea of nourishment. Now let's go up here to the Two of Pentacles. We'll spin the yes/no coin. I feel as if this is you trying to really focus on making better choices, right? What's up must come down, what's down must go up, what's dark must become light, what's good must become bad. All these kind of, it's the yin-yang. It's everything kind of flows into its opposite, right? Especially when things get to an extreme. Yeah. So we've got this kind of idea of choice, and it's, again, it's very simple. It's a 2. It's not many, it's not the myriad things, right? It's just 2. You, something else. You doing something else, right? You making choices, making plans. And I think we feel inspired to make these plans and make these choices and make these moves, right? Make these changes that are more in line with our spiritual energy that is being activated right now, like this Mercury energy, this star energy. And I think the star and Mercury here, they're kind of feeding each other, right? Because this is the starlight that is behind you that you are then transmitting back out into the world. And even the star energy here, if we look at the card, there's nourishment coming from above, and that nourishment is being poured out onto the earth, above and below. So you're taking the divine energy and you're spreading it around, right? You are expressing it in your life. And that's a beautiful thing. Very beautiful thing. But let's do the yes or no coin for this too. What is the choice that you're considering right now? What is the yes or no question you have on your mind right now? I want you to formulate it in your mind. You don't have to write it down or do whatever you want. I'm going to spin the coin. I'm not going to flip it because I've got stuff up there, right? And we don't need any more audio issues. I don't want to knock into a microphone or something like that. So we'll spin the coin. So formulate your question, pause the video if you need to, and here we go. The answer is yes. I'm getting a lot of yeses here. And the answer, the coin kind of landed right here on this 9 of Cups, right, with that yes answer. So I think that what you're considering, the changes that you want to make, the plans that you're trying to put into action, I think are leading you toward your best life, your pursuit of happiness. It is a way for you to get closer to that 9 of Cups, right? I think what has happened in your past, and we'll look at one of the divine doorways to assess this one. This is the moon energy. This is kind of a new moon card, right? This is, I think, a dark period that you went through, okay? A period of uncertainty, a period of loss, perhaps. We don't need to discuss that. It's in the past, right? I think you still have work to do with it. But as far as this reading goes, in the next couple of weeks, we have all these 2s here, right? We have the 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. I think the next 2 weeks are going to be very important for you, okay? I think the next 2 weeks are going to see you taking this general feeling and expanding on it to get those details, right? To make these changes. The next 2 weeks, I think, are going to be very powerful for you. But I think you're coming off of this dark night, right? And I think the sun is rising for you. And I think on the other side of this sunrise, that's where this 2 of Cups is really going to start to activate. You're really going to start feeling this general love and support and nourishment, really spiritual nourishment from the universe, from the world around you, okay? So let's do our divine doorway and see what this is. It could be, I don't know exactly where you sit right now, Aries. You could be sitting right on the cusp of this, this threshold, this doorway. You could be just about to get out of this dark period and get onto that 2 of Cups. But let's see. Let's look at the divine doorway and see what. Let's see what magic is taking place for that moon card there. Bless this space. Your sacred space holds the soul to bear. Palo Santo or sage will clear the air. So I think really, I love Palo Santo. I love sage too. But Palo Santo, very, very lovely fragrance. Bless this space, right? I feel as if there was some darkness in your life. There was some negative energy here with this moon. And I think what we're doing is we're trying to clear it out, right? Using sage, a smudging kind of thing, and doing your banishing rituals, or however you go about eliminating negative energy. Okay, incense, aromas is a very good way to go. And I think that this doorway here, and it kind of looks like a temple threshold there. Bless this space. It's a way to really create your sanctuary again, right? Maybe there was something in your home, some kind of negativity, right? Some kind of event or situation or an ongoing circumstance that is now ending or leaving, and you have to kind of reconsecrate that space. You have to bless it again, right? You're not asking for blessing. You're the one doing the blessing. You have to bless your space. Wherever this negativity was, we have to reconsecrate it to life, to love, to positive energy, to spirit, essentially, right? To love. And I think this might be where we're at now. I think this, I'll put the little Aries stone right there on that, because I think you're just about to do that. And this could be a very practical way for you to finalize this transition from whatever this dark period was to this period of love and connection and communication and nourishment, right? And I think that is by reconsecrating your sacred space. And that could be your entire home, your life generally, your aura, whatever it might be, your workspace, whatever you feel is appropriate. Use your own creativity, right, to do that. But I think it's very important. You don't have to use incense, right? However, you might reconsecrate that space for yourself. Okay. Now, underneath everything, we see that Queen of Pentacles sitting there. And this, I think, is really, really good, because this shows that you are introspective, that you're taking the time to look back at the past, to appreciate it, to kind of give thanks, to feel that sense of accomplishment that you got through that. And you're sitting here right now, right? So this figure is looking back at the long and winding road that they already have traveled, learning from that experience, pulling out kernels of wisdom to take with you when we then turn. Now this figure is looking at the future, seeing the long and winding road that they still have yet to travel, right? But the key with this card is kind of a turning point, right? This is the idea that you cannot take the past and completely project it onto the future. It's not an exact overlay, right? We have to extract the kernels of wisdom from that experience and see how we could apply those to future events. But we can't anticipate or assume that the future is going to be exactly like the past. That's kind of, I think that's setting ourselves up for that kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, But if we don't do this introspective work, if we don't look at the past and pull out those kernels of wisdom, then maybe we are doomed to repeat the past, right? So maybe that would create an exact kind of overlay on your future path, as if you were ignorant of kind of the past, events and experiences. And if you didn't learn anything from that, then maybe you would repeat it in the future. But I think you're doing that introspective work. And I don't think it's very fun, obviously. We're going to have nine of swords here. But I want to talk first about this, the Seven of Pentacles that we see right here. This is kind of what we don't want. when we have this idea of love and communication and connection and nourishment, making choices, reflecting on the past in order to be a little bit more prepared for the future, we want to make sure that we're not nourishing ourselves with fruit that is not healthy, right? With things that are rotten or decayed, right? This is a card that is kind of talking about failure, and to me it kind of feels like a crop failure. This is where there's just something that infects all of your produce and you can't eat it. So this is a couple of things. This is the recognition that we need to be able to avoid eating spoiled food, right? There's a reason why we have our taste buds where we have them, right? The sour taste is right up front, so as soon as that spoiled thing touches your tongue, you know, nope, I'm not going to eat it. The sweet stuff's in the back, right? It's got to go all the way in before we can taste it. So it's the idea of having the discernment to know that something is not nourishing to us, right? That is not going to be good for us spiritually. So it's a keeping ourselves fortified, protecting ourselves against, well, further negative energy. It's learning from what happened in the past so that we can avoid some of those mistakes in the future. Then, this is also the idea that, and this is kind of maybe a little bit abstract, but this is the idea that these poisonous things in the future cannot affect us now. And that don't go eating spoiled food or anything like that. Don't take this literally. The negative energy that's around you, because there always will be. We live in a manifested world. There always will be negativity, unfortunately. But this is a different way of dealing with it, of being able to bring it into you and kind of transform it, right? It's not harming you. It's not leading to a negative state of mind, right? With the Nine of Swords here, which we do have to talk about. So this is a different way of looking at negativity, negative energies, and kind of negative events in life, right? When things don't go your way, it's a card of failure, right? You try to do something, you plant your crops, nothing grows. Okay, well, there's different ways of handling that experience, right? It could set us back into this kind of moon energy, or we can do the Queen of Pentacles and think, okay, my crop failed. What did I do wrong? What can I learn from that experience to take into the next season to ensure or to at least improve the chances that I'll have a successful crop? Okay? So we're not letting negative events, negative energy affect us in a negative way. We're trying to kind of transform it into something positive. And that's going to bring us over to the path of the serpent. And we start with this Nine of Swords. This is kind of a ruthless analysis. This is you really, I think, criticizing yourself and picking yourself apart, right? It's Mars in Gemini. It's kind of, it's very destructive. It's very much attacking and criticizing every belief, every feeling, every idea, every last shred of confidence that you have, kind of tearing it apart. We don't want this one. So we're going to do a botanical inspiration card. Anytime we get a Nine of Swords, we've got to do one of these. And hopefully this will give us a little bit of a corrective for this Nine of Swords. The tulip, friendship and gratitude. Let us be grateful for the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. That really does fit, doesn't it? So perhaps, rather than spending too much time in the Nine of Swords, which is a potential way to go anytime we experience negativity, it's easy to kind of attack ourselves over it, that maybe we did something wrong. And, rather than doing that, let's take the advice of the tulip here. Let's focus on friendship and gratitude. Focus on the love that is all around you, which is what we're talking about to begin with. right, with that Two of Cups. And that Mercury energy, that communication. Let's focus on that. And that's what I think you're doing. The next couple of weeks, I think you're gonna see the transition from this way of thinking. And now it really is all about the interconnectedness and how you can take this divine energy and spread it around. It could be that you're connecting with a particular Aquarius person. But I think more generally, this card is about you recognizing the divinity all around you. In other people and your pets, your plants, right? Even the stones and everything, the trees. This is really that kind of interconnectedness, right? Having the feeling that we're all one. It's easy to think about it intellectually and to say, yeah, makes sense. But to really feel it is a whole other thing. Right? It's non-rational. So this is that kind of perception, this kind of relationship that you have with the environment, with the universe around you. Now, we do have to talk about the Ten of Wands as well, because this is a card about knowing your limits, right? When we have this kind of inspiration, this very pure Two of Cups, it's easy to get kind of carried away with it, right? And we might just be so enthusiastic and so excited to get up and do our day, right, with this magician vibe, that we might run ourselves quite ragged with the 10 here. So this is the idea of, remember that with this interconnectedness, there is a practical side to it. It's about the ability for you to give and receive help, assistance, energy. It's the idea that we're meant to be a community. We're meant to be interdependent. It's not codependence. It's interdependence. You can lean on others, right? You can lean on spirit. You can lean where and when you need to lean, right? There's this feeling that maybe you've always had this kind of feeling where you just kind of have to push through everything on your own, kind of the strong, silent type, right? You just kind of silently suffer and endure. Well, I think you're opening up now to the interconnectedness and realizing that you can lean on others, that you need to, right? For your best nourishment. You need to accept nourishment, right? Just like the Jing. And of course, we end with the Nine of Cups. Beautiful energy here. This is you building on this Two of Cups. And now we've got abundance physically, mentally, emotionally, and up at the top, spiritually, creatively. This card is the pursuit of happiness. This card is following your bliss. And the more and more as time goes on, I think by the end of the 2-week period, you're going to see a lot more details filling in. What you want to do, how you want to do it, who you want to do it with. Right? So it'll become more clear. It's going to begin as a kind of vague feeling, maybe a kind of overwhelming vague feeling, but it's going to get more clear as time goes on. More details will fill in. Well, let's look at the mystery card now. I'm very excited for this. Thank you, Mr. Bates, aka Kevin. I'm kind of sad that we don't have any other toys to name. There are no more personalities that we need to find names for. I kind of forgot what we called the lizard over here, though. It's been a while since we got to employ the lizard. I'll have to try to... I think it's Jimbo, right? AKA the Lizard King. Or Mr. Lizard. Okay, mystery card. This is the point of the reading where I ask you to try to connect with these energies. Let's raise our vibrations. I'll leave the camera like this. If you want to pause the video, go ahead, and then I will offer my prediction. I'm gonna have a sip of my lemon water here. Quite lemony today. Okay, I want to see a 9 or a 10 of discs. To me, it's always the card that I kind of want at the end, right? showing that we're putting this into practice, that we are manifesting this, that we're taking these positive steps, we're making these plans, we're making these decisions, and things are happening, right? I'm thinking earth energy here. No, it's not. It's Seven of Cups. This is important, though, right? The same way we had the Seven of and I should have guessed it'd be the Seven of Cups, because we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is all those negative forces, all these kind of failures, or these non-successes, right? A different way of dealing with those. And here we have the emotional aspect of that. And so really the Seven of Pentacles contains all of the other elements, right? So this Seven of Cups is already within there. So all of these negative experiences, negative energies, future difficulties, we have to understand that it's all part of the process. It's all part of this interconnectedness, all part of the yin and yang, right? So the fact that we have the Seven of Cups is saying, don't fall into the trap of trying to search for a solution or a remedy in things that are not good for you, right? This is us nourishing ourselves with illusions, right? Instead of with the true love and the connection and the spiritual energy, we're nourishing ourselves, we think we are, with stuff that is not healthy for us. So this is kind of us, this is us consuming that poison, and it actually acts like poison, right? It does what it's meant to do, and injures us and leads us to the Nine of Swords here. So this is just, I think, a comment saying, don't go this way, right? Go the way of the tulip. Friendship, gratitude, interconnectedness, leaning on others, finding support and nourishment in the divine. Even when bad things happen, right? Because we go with this Seven of Cups, and these things may seem like remedies. It may seem like medicine, but it's not. Okay? And we get trapped in that, and then we kind of get involved in these cards here, and these are not where we want to be. So a lot of this energy today is really about us kind of avoiding the pitfall here, the snare that we're all prone to. Right? So as much as we are going to be in this kind of big time love energy, it's kind of the higher, or the taller you are, the harder you fall kind of thing. So the more we're in this big love energy, perhaps the more devastating any kind of hiccup or any kind of negative event will feel. Okay? And these cards are just saying, prepare yourself for that, and don't let it really trap you into this negativity, right? Let's learn from that and turn it into a positive, basically, right? Because when you're flying this high, any little bump is going to feel like some major turbulence, okay? We have to handle it in a proper way. So I think this is really important message for you for the next 2 weeks. We're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New Aries readings every Monday and Friday. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Hit the like button, leave a comment. I want you to know, Aries, that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.